Hello, kiddos. It's Mrs. Johnson. Today, we're starting a new lesson. Hopefully, you did okay on your quiz yesterday. It's measuring in feet and meters. All right. The first two pages are the Dear Family pages. You guys can look at those with your family if you want to, or move on. Okay. On page 515. You already know how to measure in inches and centimeters. Use what you know to try to solve the problem below. Alex uses his scissors to cut out some shapes. About how long are his scissors measured in centimeters? How do you know? So, here are some possible answers. The left side of the scissors is above the 0. The right side of the scissors is between 9 and 10. It's closer to the 10. So the scissors are about 10 centimeters long. Of course, you would have had to get your what out? Your ruler. There are 9 whole centimeters plus part of 1 under the scissors. So the part is almost a whole centimeter. So it's 9 plus 1, which equals 10. Any of those. Don't write it if you don't want to. If you understand it, move on. If you want to write it, pause it. You can copy mine. You can get your parents' answers, whatever you want. Just make sure you start at 0, not at 1. You start at 0, measure to the end. It's almost 10, so they're closest to 10. All right. The next page we have, connect it. All right, we're going to connect it. 516. Look back. About how long are the scissors? So we knew they were about what? They were about 10 centimeters long. We're going to write that. About 10 centimeters long. All right. Remember, pause if I go too fast. They were about 10 centimeters long. We're going to look ahead. Rulers often show both inches and centimeters. Many rulers show 12 inches. This equals 1 foot. 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. This isn't a real one. See how it says the ruler is not life size? That's not real 12 inches. But about how many inches are on a ruler? Well, what did it just tell us? 12 inches. 12 inches are on a ruler. Write it. 12 inches. How many centimeters are on a ruler? Well, look there. Here's the bottom. What does it look like? It looks like there's about what? 30. So I'm going to write about 30 centimeters because some rulers have centimeters. Because some rulers have 30 and some rulers have 31. But I'm going to just write about 30 centimeters. Okay. Sorry, that makes a capital A. About 30 centimeters. Okay, some measuring tools are longer than a ruler. A yardstick shows 36 inches. A yardstick. Your mom and dad might have a yardstick, but a lot of people don't have them. 36 inches, if there's 12 inches in a ruler, how many, and 12 inches in 1 foot, how much is 36 inches? It's 3 feet. So a yardstick is 36 inches or 3 feet long. A meter stick shows 100 centimeters. There are 100 centimeters in a meter. 1 meter, 100 centimeters. So this has 30, and to get to 100, we'd need what? 70 more. So 70 more. It would be almost 3 of these. So a meter stick and a yardstick are close to the same size, just like 12 inches is close to 30 centimeters. A measuring tape can show inches and centimeters. So here's a measuring tape. On one side, a lot of times there's centimeters, and on the other side, there are centimeters. Same thing with a ruler, just the same thing. So how is a yardstick like an inch ruler, and how is it different? Well, they both show what? They both show inches. Oops. And what's some way that they are different? What's a way that they are different? A yardstick is what? Is 3 times as long. It's longer. It's 3 rulers worth. Now, I'm moving to the next page so that my video is not 1,000 hours long. Pause it if you need to copy that down. Okay, the next page we are not writing. Unless you want to write, don't write. A ruler. An example of a ruler. A ruler is a tool for measuring length. Yes, we use a ruler to measure length. Rulers can show inches, centimeters, or both. We've learned that. We have a ruler. I put a ruler in your pack. A yardstick, meter stick, and measuring tape can measure lengths that are longer than a ruler. So when we have something that's longer than 12 inches, then we'd use one of the longer things. Here's an example. 5 inches and it shows the thing. Many rulers show 12 inches and 30 centimeters. Yep, that's something we learned also. 8 inches. Here's another example. Don't draw them. Do if you want to. Just make sure you understand. Inches and centimeters. Feet and meters. How many inches in a foot? 12. How many centimeters in a meter? 100. Okay? All right. How many inches are shown on this ruler? Well, it goes to what? 6 inches. You can write it if you want. Don't if you don't want to. Totally up to you. All right. Number 3. Kalia has sharpened her pencil many times. What is the length of her pencils in centimeters and how do you know? Here's her pencil. How long is it? It's 15. Why do we know it's 15? Because the 15 centimeter mark is where it's at. Write it if you want. Don't if you don't. The pencil is 15 centimeters long. Here's your answer. Check your answer and show your work. So the left side of the pencil is above 0. The right side is at 15. So the pencil's 15 centimeters long. You can write that or just say start at 0, end at 15, it's 15. Boom. Whatever you want to write, you write it. Okay, we've got another one. I don't care if you write it. Don't write this page unless you want to. Read and try to solve the problem below. Measure the length of your desk in feet. About how long is your desk measured in feet? We're not at school, so you can't measure your desk. But it's about 2 feet long. Here are some things. You can use a yardstick. You can use a ruler. You can even use a ruler if you want to, only because you can use a ruler and put your finger there and then keep going. Okay, but we would have used a yardstick. You could have seen it's really close to 2 feet long. What's something you can use? Use a yardstick. Okay, move on. Stop it, pause it, copy it. It's up to you. Or just move on. All right, here are some pages. Here are some problems. Measure it. Explore different ways to understand measuring in inches and feet. Measure the length of your desk in feet. About how long is your desk measured in feet? You can use a measuring tape to find the length. Line up one edge of the desk to the 0 on the measuring tape. Find the number closest to the edge. So see, we went to the edge, measured it. You can use 2 12-inch rulers. This is what I was telling you in the last one. You can use a ruler and then another ruler, stop it. The 12 and the 0 would have to line up right here, wouldn't they? Okay. Connect it. Now we're on connect it. Now you will use the problem from the previous page to help you understand how to measure in feet. Look at the second measure it. Remember that's the one that they went 1 and then the next one? Is the length of the desk closer to 1 foot or 2 feet? Go look back at your page before, but if you look at the page before, you're going to see it's closer to what? 2 feet. Okay. Number 2 says long objects can be measured with a yardstick. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. 1 yard is equal to 36 inches. Okay. What is the length of the rope to the nearest inch? Here's my rope. What's it closest to? It's closest to 33. Nearest foot. What's it closest to? What's the nearest foot? 1 foot. Here's 1 foot. There's 2 feet. And it's probably almost what? 3 feet. So we're going to call it closest to 3 feet. To the nearest yard. Well, this is our yardstick. How many yards are there? Are there, huh? 1. There's just 1. It's closest to 1 yard. Reflect. Look back at your try it strategies by your classmates. Well, we don't have try it strategies because we aren't together. And measure it. Which models do you like best for measuring length? And explain. What do you like? Do you like using 2 rulers, a yardstick, whatever you want to put. We didn't do this, so you can write an answer or not. I like using a yardstick because it's easier than putting two together. Whatever you want to put. I like using a measuring tape. Whatever you want to put, you put. Okay, next page, apply it. Use what you just learned to solve these problems. We're on 522. All right. Circle the objects that are easier to measure with an inch ruler and underline the objects that are easier to measure with a yardstick. Let me get my pen drawer here. So a car, would that be easier with a yardstick or with a ruler? Well, I would say a yardstick. A car is pretty long, so we're going to underline him. How about a shoe? A shoe, well, that's not too big. We don't need a yardstick. We could just use a ruler. So we're going to circle him. How about a stamp? Like a little stamp? I would say a ruler. He's not that big, is he? An envelope, you know, that you would mail or get mail in? We would circle that one too. How about your classroom? Well, that's pretty darn big. I'd probably want a yardstick. I'd actually want a tape measure for that one. Use a ruler. Measure the feather to the nearest inch. So, go take a second, pause my video, go do it before I tell you the answer. The feather is about how long? He is about 5 inches long. So, you're going to have a 5 there. Okay, oh, I try to move him down a little. There you go. The feather is 5 inches long. Vivian measures her wagon. She says that it is about 2 feet long. Maddox says that it is about 3 feet long. Who is correct? Well, here's the stuff. See the wagon? Remember, this is not a real size. So, the length of the wagon is closer to what? The length of the wagon is closer to 2 feet. So, Vivian is right. Vivian is right. The wagon is closer to 2 feet long. Perfect. Boom. Pause the video. Get it written. All right. Bum, bum, bum. Guess what time it is? It's your turn. Go do 523 and 524. No whining. Keep a smile on your face and have a great day.